Guys, it's Ingram here. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about, excuse me, the counterclaim and rebuttal of your argumentative essay. So, I think in class, at least with my students, we talked a little about the two words counterclaim and what rebuttal means. So, if you think about the word counter would be like the opposite side of something, right? If you're sitting at a counter with somebody, right? You're sitting on the opposite side of them. And it's the same idea here. So the counter claim would be the opposite claim that is being made of your own argumentative topic. And the rebuttal would be the response to that claim. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But I wanted you to know those vocabulary words before we move forward. Okay, so the format of this writing is it can vary. We've talked about how we all have different writing styles and how it looks a little bit different for everybody, and how you may have 2 body paragraphs or subtopics. You may have 3, depending on how much research you do. So it's going to vary. In this case, the counterclaim and rebuttal paragraph might be a part of your second body paragraph, or it might just be its own separate third body paragraph. That kind of depends on your style of writing and how you want to format it. So you could put it in its own paragraph by itself, or you could include it as part of your second body paragraph with your second subtopic, okay? Regardless of where you put it, there needs to be 3 parts to it. You need to give a counterclaim. So what would the other side of this argument say? Okay. For example, we're going to use the Olympics example that we've been using throughout these videos to model this. Okay. So for example, what would the other side of the argument say about hosting the Olympics in your city? The big part here, and what's really, really important about being a good debater, is being able to acknowledge that there is another side of a debate. Okay. A lot of times, even today, you'll notice politicians have a hard time of taking a step back and realizing that not everybody has the same opinion as you. And what makes you a good debater, or to gain the trust of the people that you are trying to persuade, is by acknowledging that their side is relevant. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to believe what they are saying, but acknowledging that that exists is important to any good argument, okay? So that's why the counterclaim is important, is that you show that there is another side and that you are aware of that other side. Your job then is, after you have shown that you are aware that there's another side to the debate, so stating what that other side might be, is by arguing against why that claim isn't valid. So that would be the reasons that support the other side, right? Why might people agree with the other side? Acknowledge that those people have a point. Then, where it says the rebuttal, here's where the important part comes in. Here comes where the debating comes back in. Is you responding to why that other side is not valid. Why are they wrong? So here's what you believe. I acknowledge that you believe something different than I do, but here's why that's not valid. Here's why that's wrong. And that's where the argument and the debate continues after that. So those are the 3 parts of the body paragraph. 2, like I said, or 3. This could be in a separate body paragraph by itself. Here's the 3 different parts that you want to include in that body paragraph, okay? So let's look at this. You can do this one of 2 ways, I guess. You could argue the pros and cons of just one idea, so your own idea, right? The Olympics are, good or bad, or the pros and cons of hosting the Olympics in your own city. It might look something like this. So if you know your opponent's view on the topic, you might say, some people may say that money, revenue, coming into our town would be well worth the event of hosting the Olympics. Okay, that is the blue. So if I go back and look here, the blue is the counterclaim. That's what the other side might say about this topic. Okay. According to Olympic.org, it states that and an independent report projects that the total benefit of the United Kingdom from the hosting the games in London in 2012 could reach up to 41 billion pounds, because they're in London, by 2020. So that is, not only am I stating the facts, right? I'm citing information, which also proves your point even further, but I'm showing the reason that supports the other side, right? Like, I'm finding credible information about that other side. But that's where the rebuttal comes in. It's your reason why that's wrong. However, using good transition words here, the costs to the environment and infrastructure around our city would surely suffer larger consequences. So although the green, right, the acknowledging of that and showing the other side's debate, although that might be true, right, that they are going to gain a lot of money from hosting the Olympics, we go back and say the cost, though, of the environment and the buildings and the infrastructure that's being built is going to be a larger consequence than the $41 billion that they might gain, which isn't enough, okay? So those are the three parts, if I go back again, of doing the counterclaim and rebuttal paragraph. And as I said before, you could include this in your body paragraph too with your second your second subtopic. You could do that. Or you can put this into a paragraph by itself. Let me show you a different way of doing this. It's slightly different. If you are arguing against an opponent, so you are in a debate format where you have another person with you and you are just arguing against whatever their topic is. Maybe their topic's not even on the same topic as you. We see this a lot of times in politics, right? They are trying to argue what's the most important thing that the voters are interested in right now. Those might be two different things that they believe. So what does that look like? Well, if you don't know your opponent's view, okay, here's what you might say. Some people may say that hosting the Olympics would not have a negative effect on our environment. According to Olympic.org, it states that cities can hire more people to clean up trash and take care of Olympic grounds, leading to new jobs and lower unemployment rate. Okay. However, here's our rebuttal, here's our response. Major environmental issues could worsen with so many people coming to town. According to hosting the Olympics, the competition that no one wants to win, Denver, Colorado declined its win to host the Olympics, citing concern for the climate. These irreversible issues prove why we should not host the Olympics. So now, I don't know what my opponent's view is, like, on this stance, right? You haven't heard their argument, but here's the information I'm giving based on what they might say as a response, okay? So two kind of similar but different ways to do this. Both take care of the counterclaim and rebuttal aspect of an argumentative writing. And I want to remind you that argumentative writing is very similar to informational writing. You are informing your audience of your topic and the information that goes along with your topic. Really, the only difference here, guys, is this part here. It's the counterclaim and the rebuttal of the writing. And that's you acknowledging the other side to a debate. As I said before, every good debate has another side to it. And you giving your reasons why that is not valid information, okay? All right, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, obviously reach out to your teacher. But I would say that the counterclaim and rebuttal is a really important aspect to doing a really solid argumentative piece of writing. So spend some time on this, think about the other side, and come up with reasons why the other side might have a valid point, but then argue against that, which is your rebuttal. Okay. I will also say this may require you to look up reasons why the other side may make a point. Okay. So you might have to do a little bit of research on your opponent if you know what your opponent, the other side is of the debate. Okay. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. Reach out to us if you need support, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.